Welcome everyone to Style Direction, the
That's
bonus episode.
The bonus episode. It's coming to you late, but it's worth the wait.
I mean, at the time of recording, if MG can get it, maybe it's right on time, which I doubt because we're busy people and we just.
The most important thing is that podcast gets on iTunes tonight.
That's so loud.
Yeah, well, that's how Colonel Tom Parker was. He was a loud man.
Yeah, he was. He was the loudest. He was like Black Bolt. You guys seen Multiverse of Madness?
I mean, there is that scene where he says, like, Elvis, I will destroy you with one word from my mouth. And Elvis is like, what mouth? And then his triad just pops off.
Yeah, oh shit. I'm gonna look up Elvis 2022 quotes. No, sorry, what am I doing? I'm gonna look up Wanda Maximoff.
Yeah. Elvis
quotes. And here we go. And let's see here. Oh, damn it. This is just from the general MCU. Okay, here we go. Quotes of Multiverse of Madness. I'm gonna read them as Elvis. Here we go. Scarlet Witch and Wanda quotes. I knew sooner or later you'd show up.
I mean, he could be saying that to anybody. He could be saying that
I mean, well, anyone who says it is channeling the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
So the deity destined to rule or destroy the multiverse.
That's right. Anyway, we're talking about Elvis and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. I mean, here's a good quote. You know, Viz had his theories. He believed it was real and dangerous.
I bet Elvis probably did have. I bet if you found Elvis in like between 1975 and 1977, right before the end, I feel like if you asked him about the multiverse, he would have.
Oh, he'd absolutely. He'd be like,
I know all about the multiverse. We should have gotten. I'm telling you, like we got a little bit of like crazy Elvis, but it was too like sympathetic. Like like it's good to be sympathetic, but I just wish we got just like crazy Elvis, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an Elvis head, you know. I don't really. I know MJ sings. What's that song? Like, I can't help falling in love with you. What the hell's that song
it's
called?
It's just called I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Like other than that, I don't really like Elvis. Doesn't really come up like karaoke wise in our repertoire. You know, but what could come up is I don't know if you guys have seen, and I'll post a picture of this somewhere. But Andrew Lloyd Webber's Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, the Pharaoh, is traditionally done as an Elvis impersonator. Well, not an Elvis impersonator. The whole song is like a tribute to Elvis, and I mean it makes sense. Memphis is a Egyptian name, and
that's
you know.
Right.
And he's the king, right? Like he's the king.
Yeah, he's the king. Elvis is the king of rock and roll, and of course, Christ is the king of rocks and rolling waves.
Well,
and everything else on earth.
Well, Joseph the Technicolor Dreamcoat is Old Testament, so there is no Christ.
He's always been
there. I mean, I guess technically, yes. He's
okay,
always...
we're getting too much into theological.
Don't you love it when we're go theological?
We're not even religious.
Yeah. I mean, all things are religious if you think about it.
There you go. Elvis was religious.
Yes, he was, Mama. I mean, hey, speaking
of Elvis.
Yeah, and speaking of Mama, talk about Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, Elvis is Johnny Bobby Bono. I'm having a stroke. I'm sorry.
You're like Elvis.
Robbie Bono.
Yeah. Robbie Bono.
That's his name.
Oh my god! I mean,
well,
hey,
I apologize if we're a little out of this. We saw this movie last night. It came out
like
last
12
night.
hours ago, or less than that. More than that.
I don't know. Last night was like the premiere. I mean, it wasn't like we didn't go to like the fucking premiere. We just went to the AMC. But
hey, if anyone's listening, if there's any paying patron who works in the movies and can get us a press pass to go watch movies, absolutely, yeah.
But we used our own press pass, which is AMC A-list, and we saw it very late.
It's not really a
last
press
night.
pass; it's more of just a viewing pass.
Yeah, I didn't get home until like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I didn't fall asleep until 2 because I was like looking up everything about this damn movie in preparation for this. Unfortunately, MJ was not there to watch it, so you just got Ethan and Spencer today.
Yeah, we gotta get this out of here. We're like Tom Parker working ourselves to death.
We're like snowmen. Or no,
But
wait.
we are
Yeah.
we are snowman.
Yeah.
The snow job.
I have had many snow jobs over the years. I don't even know what accent I'm doing. I'm kind of doing like a gold member-ish kind of a thing.
He is kind of gold member, but and
I
he
love
loves eating his
gold.
own skin. But yeah, we thought this movie would be appropriate since, of course, we covered Baz Luhrmann. Was his last movie Gatsby? Has he done anything since then?
Oh, that's a good question actually. Hold on. Let's check
Yeah.
this out. Baz. And he's also Australian. Oh, so I was going to go, "Hey guys, I'm Baz Luhrmann," but that's not what he sounds like. Cuz
What does
maybe
he
he's,
sound like?
"Hey guys, I'm Baz Luhrmann." He's more of like
Uh,
like an Aussie kind of a deeper kind of a dude.
yeah.
Films. Here we go. I mean, he's only had 6,
Oh
and
wow.
it's strictly ballroom.
Yeah.
Romeo plus Juliet equals smiley face. Um, Moulin Rouge! Exclamation point. Australia. The
Wait, I think
great.
he
Oh,
did
the Gatsby with the great in front of it.
a short film for H&M in
That's right.
2017.
And then now Elvis.
Yeah.
Simply
But
called Elvis.
this is kind of a good follow up for the Gatsby movie, I think. Just
Yeah.
because I don't know, like I'm not that big into Baz Luhrmann. I've probably seen parts of Moulin Rouge. I've never seen Romeo plus Juliet. So it's basically this and Gatsby, and
Yeah, same.
okay. So like the Gatsby movie, I think we talked about the editing. It feels very like frantic and high paced, and he really cranked that up to here because like in the Gatsby movie, there are a couple sequences, like flashback sequences to like Gatsby's childhood or whatever, which are all like really weird, and there's like constantly dramatic music playing and like weird like crossfades going on the shot or whatever, where they'll like insert text or insert someone's face.
Yeah.
And this entire movie is edited like those sequences. It's like 3 hours of that.
I will say though, looking back and kind of reading some comments, I kind of not enjoyed it, but it does make this feel like a non-traditional biopic movie. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's like it's
it
a
is.
wild movie.
Well,
And
because it's also told through the frame story of Colonel Tom Parker, played by Tom Hanks, who, for those of you who aren't Elvis heads or have never seen the trailer for this movie, which has been playing everywhere for so long,
yeah,
he is Elvis's manager, or discovered him. He's this like weird Dutch guy, right? He's Dutch, I think.
I mean they find that out later.
Well, he's clearly not from America. There's so many scenes where he's like, "I'm just a good old country boy from West Virginia." It's like, no, you're not. Everybody knows that.
It's kind of like a Tommy Wiseau situation.
It kind of is. He's kind of like the Tommy Wiseau of the 50s. But it starts out with him dying, and then or he collapses looking at an old photo book of him and Elvis. And then he's rushed to the hospital, where he wakes up and he's like, "Everyone says I killed Elvis, but it's not true."
And you have to watch the movie.
The true story of Mr. Elvis.
Yeah, you got to watch the whole movie to find out who actually killed Elvis. And I'm not going to spoil it. I'll spoil it at the end of this. I'll spoil it at the end of this episode because I don't want to do it
That's right.
too early. For all of you free listeners, free. But yeah, there's a lot of as Spencer was saying, I think this definitely follows Great Gatsby, because like Gatsby starts out with a Nick Carraway in a sanitarium who's like depressed, and like he's like his doctor's like, "Hey, why don't you write about that summer you had?" He's like, "Okay, I will, about my friend Gatsby." So this is like
the Great Gatsby.
Yeah, and well, he doesn't realize that till the end of that movie. But in this one, it's like Tom Parker is talking to us, like almost like a deathbed confessional kind of a thing.
Yeah, because he's not
headset.
Because obviously we're not supposed to take what he's like everything like literally, because he's like clearly hallucinating or something, because he's walking around the Star Trek experience. Starship Enterprise flies away from the international hotel where Elvis performed, and then he is like transported back in time or something. But anyway,
is that what that was supposed to be?
I think so. I don't know, but like it goes from the Star Trek experience, which I thought was kind of a funny thing because that's just like a weird footnote in Vegas history. So I'm glad we got to see it on the big screen. But then it's him walking around in like his hospital gowns in an old empty casino being like, I gambled on Elvis or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we cut to Tom Parker. He's working the carnival circuit, I guess. He has Hank Snow, who is a, he's like an old school country singer. I think I probably have some songs of Hank Snow on.
I was about to say, like, that's kind of a Spencer. It's kind of a Spencer.
Yeah, kind of. But he's playing some old school country music.
And first off, like Tom, like he keeps making these connotations to being a snowman, and I think I read somewhere like, obviously you get like he is the person who brings in the attractions, gets all the money for like a carnival, like that's his whole thing. He used to be a carny or whatever. He has a good relationship with carnival folk, and it's kind of like how people say like, oh yeah, the rainmaker at like a corporation, like the guy who brings in all the clients or whatever. So like he's the snowman. He brings in the snow, which is money. Which I guess snowmen. I mean, would snowmen consider snow currency? Like if skeletons had bones?
Well, I guess if the skeletons think bones are money, then that would make sense. But that would be like us thinking that like flesh is money, or like skin.
I mean, hey, maybe it's a Crimes of the Future thing. Shout out Cronenberg.
Yeah.
But yeah, so his whole thing is like finding these acts, and his current thing after the carnival is like finding these like next country stars, which is Hank Snow. One thing is also anyone who is not a major actor is played by an Australian in this movie.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind, because I was kind of curious, and I'm like, these people kind of don't look American. Like I can kind of see the Australian in it, I think. But anyway, and then while like Hank Snow is there wearing his little cool nudie suit, which is kind of contemporary right now. He does a moment.
Yeah, exactly. People love nudie suits right now, but he does wear. I mean, one thing.
If you ask me, I want some nudes.
Yeah, amen, buddy. But anyway, one of the reasons we're covering this movie is, of course, we love period pieces, but there is a lot of the movie is pretty weird. I think the costuming was really good, and I think there's some like really incredible like Western wear. And something that I noticed while looking
at rockabilly too. Yeah,
rockabilly stuff. But something I noticed while looking at photos of like Elvis is a lot of. There's like a lot, like the photo of, there's the scene of him and his dad, spoiler alert for real history, after his mom dies, and they're both like sitting on the front porch of Graceland or whatever. I found photos from that. They're wearing like the exact same thing in the movie that they are in the photos. And
unlike The Great Gatsby.
Yeah,
unlike The Great Gatsby, this one feels a lot more real. Like I mean,
authentic 1950s.
Yeah, like again, if you listen to our Great Gatsby episode, that one's also free for everyone who wants to listen to it. But that one definitely looks like 2010s menswear trying to be vintage. Like the cuts are all weird, the ties are all weird. Here, it's like it's done painstakingly well. Maybe it's because this is a biopic, so people can actually see it. Versus if you look up Gatsby, there's not a real. I mean, you'll see the 70s version with Robert Redford. But yeah, so the story gets kicked off when. They're just kind of sitting around like in between shows, and then one of the kids who's like a protege for Hank Snow is like, oh yeah, I picked up this new record of this like guy that all the local people are listening to, and like, oh whoa, it's got like like black rhythm and blues inspiration, but it sounds like country.
Tom Parker's like, well, I will never be able to make money with a black man or something. And
then he's like, this
is something that actually happens in the movie. We're not like making a joke about this. Nope. And then someone says like, oh, he ain't black, he's white. And then it like zooms in on everyone's face. It's like the scene in Gatsby where it slows down and he goes, old sport. But he's just like, he's white? Then,
yeah. Oh, mama, you can't.
I'm Elvis.
I'm Elvis, and I'm saying you're not allowed to hear the rest of this episode unless you contribute to patreon.com/style and direction.
And I'm Colonel Tom Parker, and I must get my snow. I am the snowman.
Snowing as usual.
Yes.
Snowping as usual. I'm Tom Parker.
Anyway, if you guys want to hear the rest of this episode about Elvis, go to patreon.com/downdirection. $5 a month gets you access to our Discord and all of our bonus episodes, and $10 a month gets you access to Snow.
That's right. The snow job.
Snow job.
If
Snow
you want to know what a
dogs.
snow job is, you have to listen to our episode about Elvis.
You listen to R.L. Stein?
You need to listen to R.L. Stein.
Well, thank you to Austin Butler, Chinkar, Philip Regard, Jarrett Colian, and Henrik Wilberg for being our top tier patrons. Thank you to MJ for producing this. Hey, next month, last month, before our break,
Right before we die.
for the final episodes of 2022. So we'll see you guys when we talk about sunglasses and eyeglasses. Woohoo! And Elvis wore both of those. No, actually, no, just one of those.
Maybe glasses. I don't know.
Yeah, what if eyeballs were glass balls? You know what I'm saying?
I've always said that.
Yeah. We'll see you guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.